This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All rights and credit go directly to its rightful owners. No copyright infringement intended. Enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is the Gifted ODAN and I am here to do another reading for you. If you would like to get in more contact with me for a reading for yourself, a personal reading, or spiritual work, I do Haitian Vodu. I am a Hosi initiated Haitian Vodu, and if you would like to get more information regarding my spiritual work and a reading from me, you can click the link in my description box. You can also listen to my podcast about my spiritual journey into Haitian Vodu, and it may prompt you to want to consider initiating or being more interested. If you are interested in considering to initiate into Haitian Vodu, and if it will be a good fit for you, you can also get a reading from me where I can assist you with initiation. In regards to initiation, you do not have to remain in contact with me. You can initiate and move forward. But if you are seeking community and will actually like to learn more about African spirituality and spirituality as a whole, you can get into fellowship with me, the Gifted Fellowship. Okay, so thank you. Now let's move forward. Okay, for this evening's reading, whenever that you are watching this video, is going to be regarding Bob Saget. This was a request from one of my subscribers, so you have requested a few videos that I have to look in and see if, if I find interest in it, I will do them. And I thank you all for those who are suggesting videos. So this was from a subscriber that suggested that I should do a reading on Bob Saget. Now, I'm not sure, this person didn't say any questions that they had regarding Bob Saget, but for me, Bob Saget is a very interesting individual, and he always kind of made me sick. And as a child, being very sensitive to energies, there were certain people that I would see on television that would make me really, really sick. And one of them was Pee Wee Herman. Who else? R. Kelly. I could not stand R. Kelly and his bald head as a child. The picture of him and Aaliyah, I think when I grew up, I found out it was the Age Ain't Nothing But a Number cover. I was scared of that video, the way that he was looking at her from afar. It actually scared me as a child. And my innocence was able to see past the illusion and see that this person had predatory energy. And so with Bob Saget, he also disturbed me as well. Bob Saget and the uncle often disturbed me, and the way that he would hold the Olsen twins or Michelle on the show would make me uncomfortable even as a child. So in the history regarding the Olsen twins, and I have not looked in or done more research, and maybe I'll come back and do another reading when I've done just more research, so I can have some more questions regarding Bob Saget, because I really don't know what to ask. I kind of do, but mine is coming from a standpoint. My questions are coming from a standpoint of this individual is strange. This individual has some type of PEDO type of energy behind him, and he's always wearing black and white. He seems very occult as well. He seems that he has some disturbing connections with principalities in high places, and that's what disturbs me about Bob Saget. So we're going to be doing a reading today just to see what's, I don't know yet. I'll see when I flip these cards. But his family has concealed and gotten a judge to permanently seal Bob Saget's autopsy reports, which is very, very strange. Okay. Do I think he was murdered? No, I think his ass was on drugs and doing inappropriate things at the time. Because how the fuck do you get a fractured skull injury that when the coroner in the autopsy, that he went to two persons to perform his autopsy. The second person that did his autopsy report said that the hit to his skull that fractured his skull that created the bleeding was so hard. It was basically corresponding to someone being hit, beat with a bat, a steel bat, or falling from 20 to 30 feet from a high elevated point and landing on their skull. That's how serious um, that fracture was. And so for him to get that kind of fracture and then whatever he was doing, he went to sleep, is very, very fucking strange. So we'll go ahead and ask. I said my opinion. I don't think that he was murdered, but we'll go ahead and ask, was he murdered, or what was going on, what was taking place um, with Bob Saget's death. So we'll see. And like I said, the person that requested this video did not say any specific questions. So if you would like for me to do a reading on someone or a particular celebrity, it would also help if you state what do you want the reading to be about, what questions you have about so and so. I don't really naturally have a real interest in, doing a reading until somebody actually brings it up to me. Why is Bob Saget's family keeping his autopsy report concealed? With this Ace of Diamonds, I'm getting business and brands. Got two aces. It's not a good report. You're going to be able to see a lot regarding, his type of history, the things that he's been doing for all of the years that does not fit with his brand. Okay. This man had a lot of health issues, and it wasn't like normal or average getting older issues. Some of those things that he did get that, normally the body will go through and is transitioning and getting older, has been brought on sooner from other acts that he was putting on regarding drug use and so forth. They don't want him to be falsely accused in his falsely accused, but yes, within the quote unquote falsely accused or accusations, we will be able to find truth in the accusations that have been said regarding Bob Saget and the people that he is aligned with. He's very, very strange, okay? And I believe that he is connected to other people in higher order that can attest that he's affiliated with some not so good people. And I believe that when he was in the room, he was not there with by himself. He was there with another individual. They want to keep the respect for his death and the transition. Okay, he's somebody of higher order with the King of Spades, but he's definitely disgusting with the King of Spades as well. Okay, and he is there's some sort of like ritual abuse that goes on regarding him, and why is the family trying to keep his stuff hidden? Why is his family trying to keep the family, the mother, the wife, the money. They're trying to protect the legacy and the money. They don't want any lawsuits going towards them because of stuff, accusations regarding him. Because I feel that if we are able to see what was in his system and stuff, people will start to come out with stories with the house being here. They want to protect the legacy, the foundation, the home. And then I have the wife and the merchant here. So this is the family, this is the business. So what I'm getting here is that if people were to see what is going on, what type of things were in his system at time of death, then there will be people coming out wanting to speak up about, yeah, I used to do drugs with him. One time I used to do this, and then we'll have that kind of Bill Cosby effect that would then come on Bob Saget. People will start to speak up because now the fellow was dead, and now I'm not really scared of the repercussions, or what kind of repercussions would there be because this man is dead. And so it's about protecting the legacy. Okay. And then I keep getting the letter. The letter showed up twice with the Ace of Diamonds. A message, a letter. So yeah, it seems like people, and then Sighs, the widow here. He did some things that people have turned their eye to, and they may have, known some things about him, and they have turned their eye to the certain actions that he would participate in or speak about doing. And so they know that they do need to keep these things sealed, because if it comes out, it will be a whole nother story, and it will tarnish everything regarding Full House and the legacy and other people's jobs as well. Okay, especially with that merchant car businesses. Okay, let's see. What kind of things was Bob Saget participating in the night of his death? What kind of things was Bob Saget participating in the time of his death? There's some type of ritual thing going on, and I believe that he was in there with a young lady with a teenage love affair here. So this may have been a teenage woman that was in the room with him as well. I get to sleep. So this is the energy behind him being in the hotel room. It's dark, it's nighttime, all of that energy that's behind that nature is behind that. So then I have the next card that's says sexually fluent. So there was a lot of sexual energy going on. I feel like there was some type of sexual ritual that was going on. Him involving himself with drugs and sex with a younger person. A lot of these older people believe, especially when they're in the occult and they do these sort of things and they're part of these organizations, that they're getting some type of power or energy from the younger person or the purity of the younger person. So I believe that he was involved with some younger woman in that hotel room. He was not in there by himself with the Ace of Diamonds, the Ace of Spades. Okay. Now I have the Mambo and Hugon here. So this is making me feel like this is about some type of higher order. And this makes me believe that it was some type of, this confirms to me that this is ritual. This is something that this is what he did on a regular basis, or a practice that he was doing. A lot of these older people would practice sex with other people for energy exchange. A lot of these people in the industry that are initiated and are part of certain secret societies and organizations, they understand that sex is an exchange, and it's an energy, and there's ritual behind having sex. They don't have sex like you and your side nigga and your main nigga. They have sex for ritual purposes, to gain energy, to get insight, to consecrate and have covenants with certain people, to tie people, to manipulate, to abuse. They will start a covenant with you so they can then abuse you. And this is what I feel is going on. It says someone who's initiated high priest. Sexually fluent, energy can change preferably. shameless and in control. So there was something going on there that he was partaking in that needs to be kept secret. Okay. Let me see what else. What other cards can I look at? Let me see. What was he participating in the night that he died? What was Bob Saget participating in the night that he died? Temporary wicked treasures. Sex. Same sex came out. There was some sort of sex ritual going on. Okay. There was something going on. There was a lot of drugs, party. Even at his old, you would be surprised. You know, these men don't care. The older they get, the younger they want them. They don't care. And you would think that, oh, hasn't his old ass got to know? You really, really will be surprised. You see these old ass men with young women and they're paying their shit. You know, all these young women can get these old ass men, you know, sugar daddies and shit like that. So you would be surprised these men who can steal or who's interested and will take these type of pills and stuff. He had a lot of pills and drugs in his system, prescription, like sexual enhancements, that sort of thing. These are the things that were in his system when he died. They don't want them to figure it out. They don't want the people to figure out what the fuck he was doing because he was participating in some shit he had no business doing. He had no business doing these things. It says, treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death. So yeah, when you are in sin or operating from sin, you're operating in death. That spirit of death and destruction. Okay, and that's the elements. That is the energy that he was in the night that he died. And this is interesting, very, very interesting about what's going on, what was going on. You know, what's being what's hidden about Bob Saget. What are we not knowing about this man in his life? What are we not knowing about Bob Saget? He was being very fake. It says, test the spirit, for there are many false prophets. Let me see, what else? Same sex. So I'm seeing that he also dated, you know, it could have been a young male that he was in that room with. Maybe even not even a young girl, maybe a young male he was with in that room that night. Or maybe both. But you will find the evidence when he speaks. So it's like if you do research on Bob Saget, you will find the evidence of what his life was. There's not really anything that's hidden, is what they're saying. There's not really anything that's hidden. He has said who he is and what he likes, and you know what he delves in, and what strokes his boat. But yeah, with the same sex card, he was dealing with some lewd acts, or doing some lewd acts, or he will always be doing some lewd acts. He had some type of addiction to sex. He loved the exchange and the currency of energy being exchanged. A man broke my heart is at the bottom of this deck. Excuse me, a man broke my heart. So I do believe that the thing that is hidden from people, is that he was definitely possibly bisexual in his living time when he was alive. That he kept hidden that he was really bisexual and that he really enjoyed men. Yeah, this was an imbalance for him. This is something that he really struggled with. Not really struggled with internally, but it was externally, meaning the media and people around him, because he had so much built on his legacy regarding regarding his legacy and people depending on him. That it's not, he can't just be outwardly gay, just out being a gay man, going out to dinner with a gay man and holding hands with another gay man. He can't be that. He had to portray that he was heterosexual. No one wants you know, a gay father figure on the television. That's how it was in the 90s and the early thousands and the 80s and whatnot. That's not, people were not going for that. So this is something that he had to hold within, but he definitely has some bisexual energy, where he was fluent with male and female. Now, I'm going to ask, what am I going to ask? How does the Olsen twins feel now that Bob Saget is passed on? Now that Bob Saget is dead, how do the Olsen twins feel now that Bob Saget is dead? They heard as well from social media. Clarify this prison. Are they feeling stuck or lost, or I feel like somebody's saying justice is served. I have the prison card. Hold on. I have the prison card. The prison card, the servant, and then journey. So it's like they were expecting this and they feel almost liberated. This is not them feeling like they're in a prison. It's like they're free from this prison. This prison card can also represent the justice system. So it's like they feel free, and if they feel like justice has been served with this journey card at the end, they definitely feel free, and there's some sort of liberation behind this. And then at the bottom of the deck is the widower. They cause a lot of pain to them. He caused a lot of pain to them, so they're glad that this pain has been over, that he's dead, he's deceased. Yeah, there's a lot under here is child. So there's a lot of childhood trauma that they have, memories that they have regarding him that they're not really, they have not been able to speak upon, especially with that prison card, that they have not been able to speak upon. So now they feel free. And with the women being as the servant here, it's showing they feel free. They feel like this has been served for them. And these women were children when they were on this show. So there's things that they had that was going on while they were a child that, yeah, they could not speak about. Okay, so let me see what else I can get. How do the Olsen twins feel regarding Bob Saget's death? A gift and a birth came out. They hate him. They feel like he's a bastard. What an extraordinary life. They said he just lived a really, really crazy life. 2 sevens. Wow. 2 sevens representing small news. It's like, oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that. It wasn't really prolific. It wasn't really like profound for them. Like, oh my God, like that's not the energy that I'm getting from them. I'm getting like, oh, wow, interesting. So, okay, it's about that time, depending on, how you look at it, based on how he lived his life and everything. It's like, okay, expected. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave this reading here regarding Bob Saget. He was a really strange guy, especially when I um, heard about how he was faking like he was raping or humping one of the Olsen twins with a doll because he was doing a scene with that was supposed to be with the Olsen twins, but I think they were getting changed or they had to be fed or something was going on. They had to be fed, but they were a little bit older on this show, and he didn't know that everybody in the in the different rooms or whatever can see what he's doing on camera, and he was acting like there was a doll that he had to act with, and he stopped and he started basically assaulting the dog and acting like it was one of the Olsen twins and that he was having sex with the doll, and that shows that I mean that's very telling in itself into either what he felt or what he imagined that he wanted to do with these girls, and I think that's very fucked up and very strange. So I definitely think that he's one of those piece of gate kind of niggas. You know, he's definitely into that occult, nasty bullshit that, you know, Bill Clinton has been accused of, that Hillary Clinton has been accused of, that certain people in this industry and that Epstein shit. I really feel like he has that same fucking energy, and I don't trust him. He said on different stand-ups, and I haven't watched a full stand-up, but just like certain clips that I've seen, that he's done some fucked up shit and that he has some fucked up ideas about some shit. And so it looks to me that this is the best thing to happen. And then, this is why they're trying to keep it concealed because he has some other shit going on in his fucking mind and his spirits. And that's it. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading. And if you have any more questions or any other suggestions, please go ahead and comment below. And the link will once again be in the description box for my social media, for readings, and my podcast, The Hood Prophetess. I love you all, and you are loved. Bye.